Hello students, today I have taken up a different topic for discussion, that is how to be successful in a competitive examination or how to crack a competition. You know, there are millions of students in India who appear for various competitive examinations every year and only less than 1% of them are successful. Over the last 21 years of my teaching experience, I have seen my students getting into AIIMS, IITs and prestigious engineering colleges, and at the same time, the students sitting in the same class with those fellow students, they didn't do that well. I have been analyzing what is different in the approaches of the students who get through those competitions and those who are not able to get through those competitions. So the different approach we need to analyze, and the basis of that analysis, I will discuss 2-3 points with you today in next few minutes to see what different you can do or how differently you can do the things so that you can be among top 1% and be successful. If a million students start running in a race and you are also running along with them the same way everyone else is doing, you will end up at the same point where everyone else is ending up. If you want to achieve something different, try to follow a different approach. And 2-3 simple points which I will be discussing you, if you follow that, I guarantee you on the basis of my experience that you are definitely going to get through these competitions. The first thing is, if you want to crack a competition, the step 1, and it's most important. If you want to crack a competition, just forget about that competition. First of all, forget about that competition. Anything you do, considering it a task on your head, you'll get bored of it. Just throw away that burden. If you are running a race with a heavy load on your head, you cannot run. You cannot perform well. You cannot perform up to 100% of your potential. So the first thing is, free yourself from these burdens of getting the success in that competition. The first thing is, forget about the competition. There is a small example for that. You have seen cricketers asking for vacation from their playing schedule. Every big player, maybe Tendulkar, Dhoni, anyone, they would say, oh, we want to take a vacation and we don't want to play. Think of it in the other way around. When they were kids, when the vacations were there, they were playing it because they were enjoying cricket. And now they want a vacation from the cricket. Now it is because the cricket has become a burden for them. Because that's profession. They are playing not for the sake of playing cricket, as they were enjoying it in their childhood. Rather, they are playing it for making money or for doing something else. That has become a profession for them, and that no longer remains enjoyable for them. And that's why they want a vacation from something which they were enjoying doing during their actual vacations when they were during their childhood. This is really interesting, that how your approach towards a work changes your behavior and your ability to perform the task. So the first thing is, forget about the competition and enjoy the subject. Say, if you are doing physics along with me, then forget about the competition, JEE or NEET or any other, JEST, NET, whatever. Forget about those competitions and just concentrate on the subject. Ask questions to enjoy the subject. For example, if you are an undergraduate student, you can ask yourself, why a flame is always of that kind? Why the shape of flame doesn't change? Why it remains that way? You may ask yourself, the moment the cycle or scooter or any two-wheeler, you start moving it in the forward direction, it gets balanced. It was so difficult. It is so difficult to balance a cycle sitting on it when it is not moving. The moment it starts to move forward, it becomes easy to balance it. And then you'll come to know about something called angular momentum. And then you'll learn about angular momentum. And then you'll never forget about angular momentum throughout your life. And you will see the role of angular momentum everywhere around you. You'll see when you have seen some boys moving their notebooks on the top of their finger. Why they are moving? And that remain balanced over there. Some people move a football on their finger. Why they keep on rotating it? And it remains balanced. Is there something to do? This balancing act has to do with the balancing of bicycle. Or you may ask yourself, what is rifling? Why the rifle bullet goes like this? It rotates about itself while moving forward. Does that play any role? And then again you'll come back to angular momentum. Enjoy the subject and forget about the competition. Forget about the competition doesn't mean कि किताबें बंद करके सो जाओ. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying don't feel the burden of that competition right in the beginning. Don't think about it. Just enjoy the subject. The first step you should follow for clearing a competition is that forget the competition. The second step, the second most important thing which you need to do is that you should not jump to the multiple choice questions, MCQs as they are called. All competitions, every competition, there are no longer now subjective questions. Every examination, competitive examination follows question paper style, which is based on multiple choice questions. Never ever jump to MCQs. Never ever jump to MCQs. I'll give you an example. It is actually what has happened that students being it is a bit tedious work to write down long questions, and it is much more easier to attempt the MCQs. Even if you don't know the answer, you have a 25% probability of getting the right choice. So that's why even if you are not prepared, you have not prepared the subject or the chapter at all, students are ready to give the MCQ test, but they are not ready to give the subjective test. The simple thing is that's probably representing their laziness actually. Never ever jump to MCQ test. Give as many possible as subjective tests. I give you an example how the MCQs would automatically be solved by you if you have got conceptual clarity. Think of it. I take an example from, let's say, from the subject of history. You know, there was a king called Babur. His son was Humayun. His son was Akbar. The Akbar's son was Jahangir. Jahangir's son was Shah Jahan, and then Aurangzeb. Now, if you have learned this hierarchy, you can answer many questions. Now, how the multiple choice questions would be asked? Who was the grandfather of Shah Jahan? Who was grandfather of Jahangir? Who was grandfather of Akbar? Who was grandson of Humayun? Who was great-grandfather of Aurangzeb? And you can create 100 multiple choice questions out of these. And then the questions, once you have understood this hierarchy, you would be able to, this family line probably I should say, this family line, then you will be able to attempt all MCQs without any extra effort. But if you start learning the MCQs and then try to grab concept out of it, you'll be in a real trouble. Don't jump to MCQs ever. Once you have done one family line, then you can see who were the brothers of Aurangzeb, let's say Dara Shikoh, and I don't want to go into history actually. I've just taken it up as an example that how the conceptual clarity of the subject will help you to solve all MCQs, if not all 99% of them, without any extra effort. And just 1% or to be on the safer side, let's say 5% of them may require some additional knowledge, additional practice, additional tricks and techniques which need to be followed to solve those questions. But most of them would be solved automatically. So don't ever jump to MCQs if you want to clear the competitive examination. Never ever jump to MCQs directly. Once you have done one complete chapter, take a subjective test. Second chapter, take a subjective test. Once your whole curriculum, linked curriculum is based. For example, if you have done electrostatics and current electricity and potentials and everything have been done, then you can go to MCQ. This was the second point. The first was forget about the competition. The second is don't jump to MCQs. And the third thing is memory. On one hand, I am saying that conceptual clarity is important. Enjoy the subject. At the same point, at the same time, I am also saying memorizing things is important. Any question paper, for that matter, just forget about anything. Just look into the syllabus and the guidelines of CBSE or Guru Nanak University. How the weightage of the questions is decided. Any question paper would be decided into three parts. Those three parts are knowledge-based questions, then application of that knowledge based questions, and then there will be conceptual questions or questions based on conceptual clarity. What I am trying to say, no doubt, conceptual clarity is of topmost priority, but at the same time, you cannot simply depend only on one type of questions. You should be able to know what are these questions actually, what are these categories of questions. Knowledge-based question means which depend upon your knowledge. That means, let's say, what is the value of small g, what is the value of capital G, what is the value of that, what is the value of that, this is kind of thing which you need to memorize. If you don't memorize that, you will not be able to attempt the knowledge question. No matter how much conceptual clarity about gravitation you have, you need to learn the value of G, which has been practically determined to be 9.8 meters per second scale. And if in a numerical the value of G is required, we need to put in that value. You cannot simply at that moment think about how clearly you know about the functioning of gravity. Even if you know relativity, general theory of relativity, if you don't know the value of G, you are going to lose something. So the point is that you need to memorize few things. It's important. And the second is the knowledge, obviously, is memory based. The knowledge, these questions would be attempted by those who have memorized certain values, certain data, certain laws, and certain formulas. You need to know these, you need to solve these questions just on the based on your memory. And then the application of that knowledge. That's in physics we would think of it as numerical questions. It may have different meaning in different subjects, but I'm talking from physics point of view. In physics point of view, application of knowledge would be like if I know what is Ohm's law, I should be able to find out current in the circuit by applying that Ohm's law or Kirchhoff's law or any other law. So that application part, you will be able, these questions you will be able to attempt only if you practice. Only those who have practiced a lot would be able to solve these questions. The one who has got conceptual clarity can solve these questions, but it will take him long time. And competitive examinations have got limited time. That means only those students would be able to crack these questions who have practiced these questions repeatedly over and over again. So that part of the question paper can be dealt by only those students who have practiced a lot. And that's where the hard work comes into the picture. I have seen students who were not that good in physics, I should say conceptually, but purely on the basis of their hard work they have cleared the competition. This category is really important. All are important, but there is something which you can excel by just doing one thing: practice, practice, and practice. And the third part is conceptual clarity. You should have conceptual clarity. That will come by asking questions, and then only you will be able to solve the conceptual questions. Now, the conceptual clarity can be attained by asking questions. Application-based questions can be dealt with by doing practice, and knowledge-based questions can be done by improving your memory. Now, I'll tell you a practical way of improving your memory. How to improve your memory? There are proper techniques to do that. You simply cannot say, okay, I'm studying it, okay, I've done that, I had studied that. And sometimes in the paper you will see, oh yeah, I have read it somewhere, but I don't remember it now. Has these things happened to you ever? I'll tell you the technique that these things will never happen to you again. The technique which I'm going to share with you in the next part is which I learned from a world memory champion. He's Dr. Kumar from Jalandhar. He's a world memory champion, and I have learned it from him. This is a practical technique of improving memory. But before we learn the technique, we should understand how our memory works. And this is all scientific. I'm not saying it that someone has said that that's why it's important. This is a scientific way of improving your memory, and you would be able to solve the memory-based questions really easily. You'll never forget any value, any formula. How to do that? We should understand that our memory has got three parts. There is core memory, and then there is peripheral memory, and then there is operational memory. The moment we are just moving around in our daily life, what happens? We see things and knowledge goes to, the information goes to our brain. Brain keeps it in the operational memory. For example, you were crossing a road and some car was passing by you. You saw that car was white. And you came back home. And then I asked you, what was the color of that car? Now you may remember it, you may not remember it. Because right at that moment, the information that a white car is approaching towards you or passing by you was given to the brain. But brain didn't feel that this information is so important. So it just discards that information in a few minutes. And in that few minutes, that memory cell which had contained that information that a car is passing by is now gone. That memory cell has been, you can say, as you clear your memory from your phone, the same way the brain also keeps on doing the freeing of the memory cells of this operational memory. Something which is not important, that was, the information was given to the brain, that went into a memory cell, and brain after some time, after a few minutes, just washed out that memory and freed that memory cell for new information which is coming. So you, after you came back home, or after 2 days, or after 10 days, if I asked you on that day when you were going on that road, which colored car passed by you, you'll say, how would I remember? That's 10-day back thing. But now think of another scenario. You, along with me, we both are going on that same road. The same, let's say, that white car passed by us. And I ask you, right at that moment, what is the color of the memory? What is the color of that car? You said it's white. Now, the information was used twice. Once you saw that car, the memory was in that information about that car was in operational memory, The moment I ask you that question, that what was the color of that car, your brain said, oh, this is an important information because it has been used twice. So it shifts that information to the peripheral memory. Whatever information is repeatedly asked from the brain thinks that, okay, this information is important, and it transfers it from operational memory to peripheral memory. Operational memory is freed or washed out every few minutes. But peripheral memory contains that information which brain thinks is important, so it doesn't wash it out that regularly. It may get washed out after 7 days, after 1 month or so. So what if within that small period of time, that when that memory was to be washed out, it was in the operational memory zone. If I ask you something or you revise that, what happens? That thing goes to the peripheral memory, and that stays there for a longer period of time. And once this information is in the peripheral memory, if I keep on asking you the same thing again and again and again, the brain feels that, okay, this information is extremely important. It puts it into core memory, and it will never get washed out. For example, if I ask you, what's your name? You'll say, okay, Mr. So-and-so or Miss So-and-so. Do you ever have to think about it? Or no one has asked me this question for 10 days, that's why I have forgotten my name. No, you never forget it. Even after 10 years, if no one calls you by your name, you will still remember your name, because from your childhood, that information has been so many times retrieved from the brain, has been asked for from your brain, that now brain thinks that that information is extremely important. That has kept it very, very safely in the core memory. It will never get washed out. So the memory technique which I am going to share with you is based on this scientific principle that you need to transfer information from operational memory to the peripheral memory, and from peripheral memory to the core memory. I have seen students, while they are going for the examination, what they are doing? While going for the examination, sitting in their autos or in their rickshaws, they are studying while they are traveling. That is stupidity. That means they haven't transferred the data to the core memory, and that's why they need to revise it again and again and again and again at that last moment. They will not have to. You will be ever prepared for the competition once you have put everything into your core memory. The technique now I'm going to share with you, as I told you, I learned it from world memory champion. His name is in Limca Book of Records. I learned it from him. I'll tell you, whoever has followed this technique has never forgotten anything whichever they didn't want to forget. Let me tell you what this technique is. What you do, you take a saplet register, and let's say today is 5th April, and whatever you studied today in today's lecture, in chemistry, physics, maths, biology, or whatever subject you are studying, so you write down a few notes of that on this page. On 6th April, write down over there, and goes on 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and then you read the 7th day, then 11th April. Whatever you wrote on the 5th April day, write down on this page as well. On 11th April page of this register, I have put another date, 4th April. So whatever I studied on 4th April, I'll write it down on 4th April page. Along with that, I'll write it down on 11th April page. Now what will happen? As the day passes, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th and 11th April came, I'll go to this page. On 11th April page, I'll write down the notes of 11th April, but along with that, I'll revise whatever I studied on 4th April. On 7th day, I'm asking my brain that I need this data, and brain suddenly thinks, oh, this is important. This is important. So it will put it from one layer of memory to the inner layer of memory. And the inner layer of memory is not going to be washed out easily. Similarly, whatever I studied on 5th April, I'll write it down on 12th April over here. I'll revise it on 12th April. Whatever I studied on 6th April, I'll revise it along with 13th April manner. And similar things will go on. And if you want extremely hard memory, go to page of 5th May. Whatever I studied on 5th April, 4th April, whatever I studied that I revised on 11th April, then I'll study on 5th May, 1 month after that. I'll revise that thing again. Now this will definitely go into the very deep layers of my memory structure, and I'll never forget that. If tomorrow is the examination, I'll not have to go back to my books and see what was the formula. Whenever I'll ask for that formula, the brain will give it to me the way it tells me what's my name. I don't have to go and see my passport to see what's my name. If anyone asks you what's your name, do you go to your cupboard, take out your Aadhaar card or passport and see, oh, my name is Samir Kadir? Don't do that, no? Similarly, for formulas, if that formula, that values of constants and everything else, the laws, that if you can push it into the core memory zone, you will never have to go back to the book again to see what was that. The idea is trying to revise the things again and again to push them into the deeper layers of memory. If you want it even harder, do the same thing 3 months from that day. I promise you will never forget anything. You will never forget anything which you have revised by this technique. So these are 3 steps which I wanted to share with you. Forget the competition. First of all, free your mind from the burden of clearing that competition. Forget the competition. Don't jump to the MCQs. Rather, do more practice of subjective questions and subjective clarities. And the third is that you should know how to retain the things, how to memorize the things, so that you can achieve good results in competitions. Along with all this, go whenever you stand in front of mirror, look into the future and tell yourself that you are the world leader in coming days. I hope you will enjoy studying physics and all other subjects. Thank you.